Hello everyone. Today we will deal with preparation reactions of aldehydes and ketones. There are number of reactions which are used to prepare aldehydes and there are number of methods which are used to prepare ketones. First I will take the preparation reactions for aldehyde, that is how we prepare aldehyde. The first preparation method is Rosenmund reduction reaction. The name itself suggests that this is a reduction reaction. Reduction means there will be addition of hydrogen. So in this reaction we will take some acid chloride and to that acid chloride is being reduced. Reduce means addition of hydrogen is there. The reaction is carried out in presence of catalyst and the catalyst that is used to bring about the reaction is palladium on barium sulfate, and as a result of which aldehyde is produced. So Rosenmund reduction is the reduction reaction of acid chloride also. So look at the reaction. This is benzoyl chloride. When it undergo reduction, the reduction reaction means addition of hydrogen. The reaction is carried out in presence of palladium on barium sulfate, and as a result of which benzoyl chloride will get reduced to aldehyde, that is Benz aldehyde, and HCl is produced. This Rosenmund reduction is also used for preparation of aliphatic aldehydes. Look at the reaction. This is acetyl chloride. It is again acid chloride but of aliphatic nature. It undergo reduction in presence of palladium and palladium on barium sulfate, and as a result of which aldehyde is produced. The aldehyde that is produced is acetaldehyde plus HCl. So this is the first method to prepare aldehyde, that is Rosenmund reduction or reduction of acid chlorides, and the reaction is carried out in presence of palladium on barium sulfate. The next reaction that is used to prepare aldehyde is also a reduction reaction that involves, it is also a reduction reaction. So here we will take reduction of nitriles and reduction of esters. So aldehyde can be prepared from nitriles as well as from esters. Nitriles are reduced to imines when they are made to react with stannous chloride in presence of HCl, and which on further hydrolysis give you aldehyde. Look at the reaction. This is nitrile. Nitrile when treated with stannous chloride in presence of hydrogen chloride. So this is how the nitrile will be reduced. Nitrile is reduced in presence of with stannous chloride in presence of hydrogen chloride, and as a result of which it forms imine. Imine is produced. This is imine. An imine on hydrolysis further gives you aldehyde. So by reduction of nitriles as well as ester we can prepare aldehyde. So this is how the nitriles are reduced. Next is ester. Look at the reaction. This is a ester. Ester will be reduced in presence of diisobutyl aluminium hydride. This ester will be reduced in presence of diisobutyl aluminium hydride to aldehyde. So by reduction of nitriles as well as by reduction of esters, aldehyde can be produced. This is the short form for diisobutyl aluminium hydride. So this was the second method to prepare aldehyde. Now one more thing important in this method is that this reaction in which nitriles are reduced to aldehyde is a named reaction known as Stephan reaction. Stephan reaction. So if Stephan reaction is being asked to you, this is the reduction of nitrile to aldehyde. Usually in board exams, named reactions are asked. Third method to prepare aldehyde is from hydrocarbons. From hydrocarbons, aldehyde can be produced by three ways. There are further three methods for this. The first method is by oxidation. So here we will take oxidation of methyl benzene. Now this oxidation of methyl benzene can be carried out in two ways. First, by using chromyl chloride. And second by using chromic oxide. So first is by using chromyl chloride and next is by using chromic oxide. So from hydrocarbons, the first method to prepare aldehyde is by oxidation. So by oxidation of methyl benzene, for example, and this reaction, that is the oxidation reaction of methyl benzene, can be carried out by chromyl chloride as well as by chromic oxide. Just look at this reaction. This is methyl benzene. When this methyl benzene react with chromyl chloride, first it results in the formation of a chromium complex. Look at the complex that is formed. It results in the formation of a chromium complex. This is a chromium complex. This reaction is carried out in presence of carbon disulfide. This chromium complex further undergo hydrolysis in order to give Benz aldehyde. This is Benz aldehyde. So by oxidation of methyl benzene, when carried out in presence of chromyl chloride, methyl benzene react with chromyl chloride to form a chromium complex, and that chromium complex on further hydrolysis give benzaldehyde. This reaction is a name reaction again. Its name is Itard reaction. So in case if Itard reaction is asked to you in exam, then you have to write this reaction. Next reaction is oxidation of methyl benzene with chromic oxide. Look at the reaction. This is methyl benzene. When it undergo reaction with chromic oxide, one more reactant is used here, that is acetic anhydride. One more reaction is used, that is acetic anhydride. This is acetic anhydride. When the reaction takes place in presence of a temperature range of 273 to 278 Kelvin temperature, and as a result of which the product is formed, that is benzylidene diacetate. Look at the product. When all three reactants react together, they give benzylidene diacetate. Benzylidene diacetate. That benzylidene diacetate that is formed further undergo hydrolysis, and as a result of which benzaldehyde is produced. Okay, so oxidation of methyl benzene can be carried out in presence of chromyl chloride and by in presence of chromic oxide. In presence of chromic oxide, methyl benzene react with chromic oxide and with acetic anhydride. This is acetic anhydride, and as a result it first form benzylidene diacetate, and which on further hydrolysis give benzaldehyde. So this was the first way for preparing aldehyde from hydrocarbon. The second method to prepare aldehyde from hydrocarbon is by side chain chlorination. By side chain chlorination followed by hydrolysis. Side chain chlorination means addition of chlorine followed by hydrolysis. Look at the reaction. This is again methyl benzene. It undergo reaction with chlorine in presence of light. It forms benzyl chloride, and this benzyl chloride, so this is still here, this is the chlorination reaction forming benzyl chloride, and this benzyl chloride further undergo hydrolysis in order to give the aldehyde, that is benzaldehyde. So again, this is how from hydrocarbons we can prepare aldehyde by side chain chlorination followed by hydrolysis. The third method is a named reaction, that is Gutermann-Koch reaction. In this reaction, benzene is treated with carbon monoxide and hydrogen chloride in presence of anhydrous aluminium chloride, and as a result of which benzaldehyde is produced. So this is benzene, again a aromatic hydrocarbon, giving you aldehyde, benzaldehyde. So these are the ways by which we can prepare aldehyde. So aldehyde can be produced by three methods. The first method is reduction of acid chloride, or is also called as Rosenman reduction. The second method is by reduction of nitriles and esters. Third method is from hydrocarbons, and that is further divided into three methods, that is by oxidation, by side chain chlorination, and by Gutermann-Koch synthesis. Next we will take preparation of ketones. Ketone can also be prepared from acid chlorides. Ketones can be prepared from acid chlorides. Look at the reaction to prepare ketones from acid chloride. This is acid chloride. When this acid chloride react with dialkyl cadmium, this is dialkyl cadmium, so this is the product that is formed. So this acid chloride, when react with dialkyl cadmium, it forms ketone and cadmium chloride is obtained. So this is the first method to prepare ketone. Next I will take the second method to prepare ketone. Ketone can be prepared by reduction of nitriles, that is ketone can be prepared from nitriles. Look at the reaction. This is the nitrile. Nitrile is made to react with Grignard reagent. Grignard reagents are the organometallic compounds. Grignard reagent. This is nitrile. When made to react with Grignard reagent, the reaction takes place in presence of ether. So when nitriles reacts with Grignard reagent, then this is formed, and this intermediate further undergo hydrolysis, and as a result of which ketone is formed. This is the ketone. So this is how from nitriles we can prepare ketone. The name of this ketone is, this is a mixed ketone, because on either side of the carbonyl group or on either sides of the carbonyl functional group, ketonic functional group, both the alkyl groups are different. Here it has ethyl and here it is as phenyl. So name of this ketone is 1-phenyl propanone. So this was the second method to prepare ketone. Now the last method to prepare ketone is from benzene or the substituted benzene by Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. By Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. This reaction is given by benzene or the substituted benzenes. In this reaction, look at the reaction. This is benzene. It made to react with a acid chloride. This acid chloride may have this carbon containing group be aliphatic or it may be aromatic. So this is acid chloride. It undergo acylation reaction giving ketone. The reaction takes place in presence of anhydrous aluminium chloride. So that this was the last reaction, that is the Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction, in which the benzene, this is given by benzene or substituted benzene, in which the benzene is made to react with acid chloride in presence of anhydrous aluminium chloride giving ketone. Here R means the aliphatic group or AR means the aromatic group. So ketones can be prepared again by three methods. We have already finished them. The first was from acid chloride, second from nitrile, and third is from benzene or substituted benzene, that is Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. So here we finished the preparation of ketones and aldehyde. The next topic is physical properties of aldehydes and ketones. The first property is smell. Ketones have a pleasant smell and aldehydes have a pungent smell. Ketones have a pleasant smell and aldehydes have a pungent smell. Second property is their boiling point. Boiling point of aldehyde and ketone is higher than that of the hydrocarbons. The reason for this is, in aldehydes and ketone there is a carbonyl group. This carbonyl group shows dipole-dipole interaction. Dipole-dipole interaction with the other carbonyl groups. Just look here. As we know that oxygen is electronegative in nature, so oxygen will going to take the electrons from carbon. So oxygen will acquire a delta negative charge and carbon will acquire a delta positive charge, which will develop a dipole in this carbonyl group. So their boiling point is higher than that of the hydrocarbons. It's so because of the dipole-dipole interaction of one carbonyl group with the dipole of the other carbonyl group. So this is positive, this is negative. This will interact with the positive dipole of the other carbonyl group, and so on. And this oxygen further interact. So in this way the dipole-dipole interaction is there, and due to this dipole-dipole interaction their boiling point is higher than that of the hydrocarbon. But there is no hydrogen bonding. There is no strong hydrogen bonding that is shown by these carbonyl group like that of the alcohol and carboxylic acids. So there is no hydrogen bonding, as a result of which the boiling point of aldehyde and ketone is less than that of the alcohols and carboxylic acids. COH means carboxylic acid and OH means alcoholic group. So the hydrogen bonding is not there. like in case of alcohol and carboxylic acid. So the boiling point of the aldehyde and ketones is higher than that of the hydrocarbons, and it's lower than that of the alcohols and carboxylic acids. So alcohols and acids have the maximum boiling point, and hydrocarbon has the least boiling point. So this is how this will be the boiling point. Third property is their solubility. Aldehydes and ketones, the lower members. The lower members of aldehyde and ketones are soluble in water. The lower members of aldehyde and ketones are water soluble. The reason why they are water soluble is they show weak hydrogen bonding. They shows weak hydrogen bonding, and as a result of which an hydrogen bond is formed between the carbonyl group oxygen as well as between that of the hydrogen. So if this is the oxygen, and this will form a hydrogen bond with that of the water molecule hydrogen. Okay, and as a result of this hydrogen bonding, they will show their solubility in water. But if we talk about the higher members of aldehyde and ketones, they are not soluble in water. Higher members are not soluble in water. The reason behind is that as we move to the higher members, the alkyl or the aryl chain, that is the alkyl group or the aryl group, will be more in size. So as the alkyl and the aryl group becomes more in size, their hydrophobic nature also increases. Hydrophobic nature also increases, that is now they start repelling the water. So if they have small alkyl or the aryl group, then that will be soluble in water because of hydrogen bonding. But as we move to the higher members, as we talk about the higher members, the alkyl and the aryl group, their hydrophobic nature will increase. So they will be not soluble in water. Instead, they are soluble in organic solvents. So they are soluble in organic solvents. If we talk specifically about the aromatic aldehydes and ketones, those aldehydes and ketones which have aromatic rings. So if we talk about aromatic aldehydes and ketones, they are always soluble in organic solvents. So here I finished the preparation of aldehyde ketones as well as the physical properties. In the next video, I'll deal with the chemical properties. Thank you.